Alright, Shalom. Before I begin this video, all praise, honor, and glory goes into Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Grey Millstone, GMS, rule well and teach well, as well as the sincere salutations to the elder bishops, along with you brothers laboring all throughout the four winds of the earth. Alright, Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rachak Wadash, Baraka Thumb. To you brothers, man. And this is just a quick video entitled The Nations Are Paranoid That They Are Next. All right, going into, these different countries, that have seen what's happened, what has happened to Maduro, and now these countries have, they've already been developing, weapons and things of that nature. But they can, they can obviously see that things are heating up. Motherfuckers getting snatched out of they bedrooms and they drawers. Maduro was probably in his bed with a wife beater and some boxers on. Next thing you know, he gets scooped up. So these other so these other leaders, it's got these other world leaders on edge. This is from the Telegraph. How China plans to land the world's largest army on Taiwan. It says an invasion would likely start at the Red Beaches, now among the most dangerous places on Earth. So just going straight down, It's the Chinese troops that are storming the beach, for a combat drill. Blitzkrieg style campaign. And it's ironic, that, this is something that they pushing heavily. Why? Because they seen Esau do it. They seen Esau constantly doing the Blitzkrieg. More notably, Maduro and also his old lady. Scooped up both of them. And best believe it wasn't just them two. You had, important people within, his government, within Maduro's government. They scooped up different, leaders, within his, within his government. It says the threat posed by China was demonstrated on Tuesday. It says when it launched its most extensive military drills around Taiwan to date, it fired rockets. It fired rockets towards the island and simulated a blockade of its major ports, including the port of Taipei, which is like their main port. An invasion would require hundreds of thousands of well-trained troops and a vast navy with cutting-edge warships, ordinary civilian barges, and everything in between. It would take months or years of planning. Yet Beijing already seems to be building up such a force, and they get, they ready to, flex their muscles too. Salakia, they ready to, flex their muscles. They ready to, make a showcase. and show what they can do as well. It says an unmatched navy. China has one of the most active shipbuilding industries in the world. Experts estimate that its shipbuilding capacity is at least 200 times greater than the United States. So they churning them bad boys out. It says despite its much smaller military budget, which is $246 billion, compared to $850 billion. So they're able to do more with less. And that's, hey man, that's the Lord that set that up. It says today China has an estimated 405 world warships to the U.S. Navy's 295, so 100 more. And those are just the ones that they're, confirmed talking about. They got all types of experimental shit. Unmarked, boats. It says and is on track to have at least 30 more by 2030, which we don't got to worry about 2030. We not in the mindset of 2030. We're in the mindset that 2026, right? 2027, getting up out of here. Lord's will, we be of the elect. If not the year after that, but see, as time is going on, that time of us waiting, it's getting easier. Even though it's hard, it's getting easier and easier because the Lord is comforting us with these scriptures. We're getting a higher level of understanding through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua Ba'Shemaka Kodash. By fearing him, studying, looking over the scriptures, reading and comparing the articles. Since China wasn't always a maritime leader, it's only in recent decades that it has turned its navy and its entire military apparatus into one that rivals the world's major powers. So in a small time, the Lord has been able to take China, puff China up, huge militarily. So at one point, America had more ships. But now look, China done completely turned the tide, man. Today, China's defense priorities are mostly maritime. Xi Jinping, who came to power in 2012, has made the reunification of Taiwan central to his legacy. Hardly a week goes by without the president or one of his officials mentioning Beijing's goal of bringing the country under China's control. If I'm not mistaken, a lot of them C-hips are made out there as well, different computer C-hips, so on and so forth. The topic has had a particularly high profile in recent weeks. They're speaking on Japanese military involvement, prompting a fiery response from Beijing. An $11 billion arms package supplied to Taiwan by the U.S. has similarly angered China. So it speaks about the warships, right? Instead, China has maximized its dual-use shipbuilding, where civilian vessels are kitted with military technology. And then, of course, these ships being used by the military in an event of an emergency. Yeah, because ultimately they just gonna tell them, hey, shit, we need this for a greater cause, right? It says the plan included 5 types of ships, which are already being tested: container, roll-on, roll-off, multi-purpose bulk carrier, and break bulk cargo vessels. The roll-on, roll-off vessels, known colloquially as ro-ro ships, are commercial transport ships with reinforced ramps. Damn, they modifying the civilian stuff. All right, it says in that can transfer large military trucks and equipment. And speaking about the numbers increasing, helicopter carriers. They've been tested in landing trials that seem to simulate a Taiwan operation. In 2020, Chinese Ministry of Defense carried out a training scenario using semi-submersible ships to refuel helicopters. It says while China appears to be preparing for a large-scale amphibious assault, it is unlikely that an attack against Taiwan would begin with a landing operation. These different boats have different types of missiles. You also have some, that are obviously nuclear capable. So it's just speaking on, Taiwan in general. It says, as an island, Taiwan relies on imports for its energy and food, and a quarantine or blockade could be disastrous. Experts told the Telegraph that its current energy supply, which includes liquefied natural gas, renewable production, and coal resources, could sustain the island for about 40 days. This is speaking about the different drills that China's been doing. Launching major exercises. Yeah, this is a long ass article. It's gonna take forever to get through that article, so I'm just going to a couple precepts and end the video. This is Slovakia. Oh, here it is. Isaiah 14:16. They that see thee shall narrowly look upon thee and consider thee, saying, is this the man that made the earth to tremble, that did shake kingdoms? Yeah, because everybody is fighting for this, corruptible crown. They fighting to be number one. Okay, and be on top. Yeah, in the kingdom, they gonna know and understand, hey, this damn devil, the so-called white man, he the lowest of the low. He a damn nobody. All right, they're gonna be looking, in the kingdom of heaven. You're gonna have the heathen looking at Esau, Edom, like, damn, these are the people that ruled the whole earth in captivity. This is the book of Isaiah 14 and 17. That made the world as a wilderness and destroyed the cities thereof, that opened not the house of his prisoners. All the kings of the nations, even all of them, lie in glory, every one in his own house. But thou art cast out of thy grave like an abominable branch, and as the raiment of those that are slain, thrust through with a sword. They go down to the stones of the pit as a carcass trodden under feet. Yeah, you're going to get your ass beat down. Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because thou hast destroyed thy land and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. Yeah, so all you damn devils, you going down. Nobody's going to be telling your stories in the kingdom. We're not gonna be sitting here, all right, let's pop a movie into the DVD player. Nah. All right, we not gonna be getting lied to on the daily from E. You know, his different influences, all his different influences are not gonna touch us, not affect us. Isaiah 14:20. Thou shalt not be joined with them in burial, because they has destroyed thy land and slain thy people. The seed of evildoers shall never be renowned. Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. For I will rise up against them, saith the Lord of hosts. Yes, the Lord is going to do it. And cut off from Babylon the name and remnant and son and nephew, saith the Lord. I will also make it a possession for the bittern and pools of water, and I will sweep it with the bosom of destruction, saith the Lord. Yeah, the missiles is coming. All right, we right around the corner from that. You know, and in this time, you know, different countries are scrambling around trying to figure out, okay, you know, what's going on. Ultimately, because they know, hey, E coming. You're not speaking on the different, you know, different way, you know. And let me just get back to the scriptures. Salakia. Isaiah 14:21. Prepare slaughter for his children for the iniquity of their fathers, that they do not rise nor possess the land, nor fill the face of the world with cities. For I will rise up against them, saith the Lord of hosts, and cut off from Babylon the name and remnant and son and nephew, saith the Lord. And I also make it a possession for the bittern and pools of water. And I will sweep it with the bosom of my destruction, saith the Lord of hosts. The Lord of hosts hath sworn, saying, surely as I have thought, so shall it come to pass. Yeah, it's all about what the Lord has imagined. Prophecy. And as I have purposed, so shall it stand. Yeah, so all the prophecies going to pop exactly how the Lord has them, you know. Isaiah 14:25 says, and I will break the Assyrian in my land, and upon my mountains tread him under foot. Then shall his yoke depart from off them, and his burden depart from off their shoulders. This is the purpose that is purposed upon the whole earth, and this is the hand that is stretched out upon all the nations. That's why, you know, we go out on highways and byways week in and week out, you know, to edify, right? Uplift the children of Yahweh Hashem Yahushua by showing them who they are. You know, we understand that all these other nations, it's prophesied for this place. Let me get it. It's like it. Isaiah 14:31. How, O gate, cry, O city, thou whole Palestina art dissolved. For there shall come from the north a smoke, and none shall be alone in his appointed times. And what shall one then answer the messengers of the nation? That the Lord hath founded Zion, and the poor of his people shall trust in it. Yes, we trust in the Yahweh Shem Yahushua. See, because we see that this devil come down with a great wrath. He went and scooped somebody up. And, you know, they was asleep in their long johns, man. So we in that time where things are heating up. Yet we know obviously nothing is going to really pop off till that CHIP gets implemented on a worldwide scale. I mean, no, Revelation 13 and 16, and he causeth all Esau Edom, so proclaim white man, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads. As plain as day. That's the CHIP. Jeremiah 50 and 14. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about. All ye that bend the bow, shoot at her. Spare no arrows, for she hath sinned against the Lord. So the Lord is going to put the spirit, on these nations to surround this place. And all hell and havoc is going to be spilled out by them, by them missiles. And all the scriptures point to that. The heathen basically trying to hold on to what little bit of power he got. Esau trying to hold on to what little power he got. But it's slipping. It's coming to an end. But that's something that, we know that we can look forward to. This damn place, Babylon the Great, getting jumped with them intercontinental ballistic missiles. And this is a sign, these are signs and indicators that we almost, we almost there. We waiting for this damn devil to bring that C-hip. You're going to see your favorite influencer. The brother was speaking about it earlier. Your favorite influencers, athletes, they going to get C-hip, then they going to get dipped. That's what's coming on the way, You take the C-hip, you're going to get D-hip. But we understand, once again, that these other nations, they're, putting their, they're getting all their ducks in a row, trying to get things going. All right. So with that, Lord's will, you are edified. Call halal, Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakwadash. The Barners, 10 elder apostles of Grand Millstone, GMS, who rule well and teach well once again. As well as the sincere salutations to you, elder brothers out there. Salakia, to you brothers out there laboring all throughout the four winds of the earth. All right, shalom to the elder apostles. All right, as well as you sincere, hopeful elect who are pushing this word all throughout the four winds of the earth. Yahweh Shem Yahshua Bashem Rakakwadash. Barakathum into you brothers, man. And this damn devil, he done snatched up, Maduro, his wife. So we don't know who the next to get snatched up. This devil, he moving like a snake. He's slithering up and then he's striking. But we know that we have the scriptures to show us these different things and show us as indicators, things that we can confirm. All these precepts and passages are written for our learning. And Lord's will, through the Spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahshua, we learn it. Because the other nations, they hip to E. It's you Jakes that have such a fucking issue with Esau. Yet you can see Moab, all right, Moab ready to turn up. Right, they ready to get it popping. Right, yeah, you got 2/3 Jake that just want to sit and cleave to E, which is for naught. Esau Edom going into slavery. All right, so I'm gonna go ahead and end it there. The Wadi Abashim Yahweh Shai. Shalom to the elect out there, all the elect Yahweh Shai. To you I say shalom, shalom, and the Baba Ball, shalom.